What up? Back at it once more with this video. Today we're playing Lumberjack, Battle Ram, Battle Healer, Cycle, bro. Okay, this is the 5th time now that I've tried to record this video. So, yeah, that's just wonderful. Just all fine and dandy, but, you know, it wasn't your fault, specifically, so I'm not gonna bother you too much with complaining about that, but, you know, minor inconvenience, but we go through the most for this channel, you know what I'm saying? So this channel can succeed. So I was willing to record a 5th time, you know, just for you specifically, you know what I'm saying? So good stuff. But yeah, long weekend coming up for me, so big W's in the chat. All right, could we get a W in the comment section for your boy here? I also got a haircut, and also I know this is gonna come as sad news to many, but I have I have no air in this deck, by the way, so I literally have to just do this. But I have a JOB interview tomorrow. So I know it is sad, but at the end of the day, it has to be done. It's not my choice, but you know, if I'm gonna be forced to, then that's just gonna be the way the cookie crumbles. That's just gonna be the way that I'm Blues Tower is gonna have to go, because it's just something that meant to happen. You know what I'm saying? Wow, holy, like, congested nose here. Sorry, I was sick for a little, you know what I'm saying? But we are back. Yeah. So that's gonna be unfortunate. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck to Okay, my cat is whining in there, but wish me luck so I can maybe a fine shoddy works there or something. That would be nice. You know, because right now I'm not can't say I'm the most active in the shoddy scene, I guess, you know what I'm saying? I don't really have a presence, but I'm trying to change that, you know? Maybe I'll become the next, like, Duke Dennis. You never know. Hey, Duke Dennis had to start somewhere, right? Maybe he just started on his couch talking to his computer that falls on the ground and then deletes a 15-minute video. But, you know, it happens to the best of us, doesn't it? Clearly, this guy was no match for me, as I just took all 3 crowns away from him, stashed him in my pocket, in my house, and I'm never giving them back to him. So he can just kiss them goodbye. I feel bad that, you know, he never got a chance to properly part with those towers, but, you know, I also have no remorse, because I'm a stone cold alpha male, bro. Okay, just get that straight. But yeah, if you're a fine shoddy bay that's like 15 to 17 is the age range, I think. Where drop a follow right here, and I will get back to you shortly. Okay, so just you can count on that too. I will. That follow will not go unnoticed, but, you know, anyway, yeah, but if I receive no new follows, after this video, you know, that is actually the expected outcome. And something you gotta realize, okay, is that you may be, okay, that's drill. I was gonna say, I couldn't tell if that was minor or drill for a second, because I haven't played consistently in a while, but yeah, it turned out to be drill. Which is kind of OG. I remember the season that I played it. That should have connected, but the season that I played a ton of ladder, there was this drill deck running around, and it overall probably shortened my lifespan by like 2 years, but, you know, that's fine. It was worth it, because I got to clash, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, who's the real winner? Still me. But anyway, we got this guy probably, you know what's crazy, this guy probably does live in the US, and he's just trying to be different by making his name all weird, but I see right through him. I know he's not about that life, you know. Okay. How did that furnace pull back, bro? Okay. It's whatever. But yeah, I was thinking about this, but like, I assume a lot of you guys know Ken. All right, you know, I very similar content to what you're watching right now. So, you know, I mean, wait, we're gonna just go for this. So, you know, I assume that that you got recommended this because YouTube knows somehow that it's decently similar content, and they're like, this, you know, young guy would like this kid's content, right? And I'm an OG viewer, okay? I was subbed since 30K, so you could say I'm with the OGs, but you know, I just consider myself a real fan, bro. That's it, man. That's really all there is to it. Okay, we're chilling, I think. But yo, no, Evo skeletons are so trash. No, that should be illegal. Okay. Did that not pop? Oh my god, no. Bro, I was doing so well too, I'm not gonna lie. The 4 other videos I recorded, I won like 5 games. But, you know, I guess what can you ask for, bro? I 3-crowned somebody before this, so it's chill. But yeah, sorry for me being such a nonchalant king this video and not, you know, really being extravagant, because, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty burned out from trying to get the same point across like 4 different times. Because I had this thought, and then it's to the point where now I've heard myself say it so much that I'll just save it, you know what I'm saying, for when I have a fresh thought about it, you know, because at this point, it's over, bro. I know you haven't seen those 4 takes of this video, but I have, and I just don't feel like explaining myself in the same exact way, you know, however many times. So that's it. Also, that's something too, actually. You'll know what I'm talking about in a second. Like, you know when people like, well, how can I explain it? But like, if you're like let's say like your mom or something says something to you in like a specific, like, let's say she had some sort of experience, all right? Like she went to a theme park and some kid threw up on her shoes or something, okay? Let's pretend that happened for a second. And then she tells you all about this. She's like, "Oh yeah, you know, this kid, he you know, he probably ate a few too many, you know, corn dogs, you know, from the stand or whatnot, right?" And that's how she says it to you. And then she like laughs after in this signature way, like, you know, like like that, okay? And then on the way back from that theme park, you and your mom, you're driving to your best buddy's house, okay? And your best buddy's parents and your mom are best friends, okay? And so you guys go, and you're having a good time, you know? And then your mom is describing this story to them, you know? And then she's like, "Oh yeah, this kid threw up in my shoes, you know, he probably had one too many corn dogs from the stand." Okay? And that is, to me, that's like cringe. And I don't know if that's, you know, an original thought or... No. Who does she think she is? Bro thinks he's on the team. I mean, what are we doing here? I don't know if you guys have Alexas at home, but lately she's been, like, in a nonchalant manner, kind of just, like, spazzing out randomly and just, like, talking about, you know, just some, like, "Oh, yeah, do you want me to give you future update?" Okay, this might be, because that didn't connect. Oh, never mind. I looked away for 1 second and his entire tower's gone, basically. But anyway, yeah, what I was saying earlier, like, I find that cringe. I remember I told my mom that once, and she was like, "You know what, Tyler? Well, I guess I just name dropped, but it's chill. You know what? You know what, Big T? You think about things a different way than everybody else." And I was like, "Thank you. I appreciate it." You know what I'm saying? I was just sort of like, to me, that was sort of just like, all right, you basically just told me, you were like, "You know what? I don't regret taking Tylenol when I was pregnant with you, you know, because it clearly has leaked into your... Okay, my cat's... something's going on upstairs, but, like, you know, clearly the Tylenol has affected your development, because nobody thinks like that. And here's the thing. I like to think, honestly, okay? I like to think that I have a decently, you know, good brain capacity, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like I'm not really psychologically fooled by too many things. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the sense of, like, you know, when people try to... Okay, I'm not saying, like, I'm the villain or, like, the main character. Like, when I say, like, people try to, like, manipulate me, I mean, like, in Uno or something, you know what I'm saying? Where they do this slight, like, adjustment of their voice, or, like, they, you know, they do the same type of sniffle every time they lie about what cards they have in their hand, right? Oh my god, that was an Evo voice crack. But, you know, I like to... but, like, I feel like I'm decently self-aware, if this makes sense. Like, I feel like, for the most part... Alright, I'll just finish this thought. I feel like, for the most part, like, I'll just put some Merge Tactics gameplay right here. I feel like, for the most part, though, like, I just... Like, I'm, like, aware of if something is... Like, if something is not a social norm, I'll say, like, if something is socially outcasted, like, if there's a specific, you know, shirt, or a specific, you know, or some, like, action that you could do that's like in whatever social setting you're in, that's kind of weird to do. It's like, I feel like I feel like I recognize that a lot. I feel like since a young age I've been able to, like, just, like, you know, I've just always kind of known what should I say and what should I keep vaulted in my mind, you know? And I've always been like, when people, you know, say something embarrassing or awkward, or, like, you know, just say something weird, and it's just like, that was just unnecessary. I always think, like, does there... Not to be, like, not in a mean way, but, like, does their brain, not in a mean way, but do they genuinely not see the issue with what they just said? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, do they not feel like, do they not recognize, like, that is cringe, and I look weird, and I look bad for saying what I just said or doing that, you know what I mean? Like, do they genuinely not recognize that, or do they just not care? Because what I'm saying is, like, oh, okay, but, like, what I'm saying is, like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, because I've always known that, so I've always been a very aware in that regard. But I'm like, when my mom said that, I'm like, is she just kind of overreacting and, like, clip farming? Or is this how, like, when I'm saying, like, I think that's cringe, I genuinely believe that, is it like I literally can't think? Like, I genuinely fully 100% believe that is cringe. That's how my brain functions. That is my opinion on it. Like, I can't see how that take of mine, like, that opinion that I have, is wrong. Because to me, that seems so, like, I would, you know, like, I find that cringe, and I would never do that. Like, is that just how other people perceive, like, talking too loud in a quiet setting? Like, do they just genuine, like, are they like, okay, I'm talking really loud, it's quiet, I don't care, alright, I'll just be myself and whatnot? Or are they like, I'm not talking loud, nobody can hear me in this private conversation I'm having, but everyone can? Like, is something just not clicking, where they're like, I look like a loser for, you know, having this anime girl wallpaper? Or do they just not care? You know what I mean? And it sort of puts that into perspective for me. You know what I mean? Like, are there things, and I know to an extent, yes, But I'm saying like most of the time, like when people do something embarrassing, is embarrass. What I'm trying to say, this is maybe the lesson that I'll close off on, because this is a good thought. I might continue this in tomorrow's video, but is embarrassment subjective? Right? Like, is it like, I genuinely don't think that thing is embarrassment like taste? Like, are you like, I literally don't think that's embarrassing? Or are you like, I know that is embarrassing, I just don't care, right? Like, if you eat a sour food, are some people, like, this is like the comparison, you know, sour food equals embarrassment, right? Are some people, is it like, I think this is sour and I don't care, or this isn't sour? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a weird thought. But, you know, I don't know. I guess we'll never know. But that's sort of an interesting thought that I've had for a while. So I'm actually glad I, like, got around to thinking, because, like, I have thoughts like this all the time, low-key, but, I never on camera, you know what I mean? Like, I never have that thought on camera. And then by the time I'm recording, I just end up talking about whatever Clash Royale game I'm playing, right? So I'm glad I finally got a thought that I've had multiple times before, like an interesting one, down into the vault in this 16-minute and 20-second video. Consider this the end of the video, but just so I don't like edge you guys, I'm gonna finish this Merge Tactics game that I said I was gonna edit in, but I ended up just playing one, and this is actually going really well, and I'm gonna get first place, so this might as well be the one that, you know, makes it into the final cut. So yeah, but, you know, comment down below if that was actually, you know, like a piece of information that's like, okay, that's like a legitimate thought to have, like, that's thought-provoking. Tell me if you don't like that type of stuff, you know, but I think about stuff like that a lot, so it's kind of cool for me to, you know, throw that out into the web, basically, and, you know, see what comes from it, you know, see if anybody has the same thoughts as me, or if they don't, if they find it interesting, and if not, yeah, let me know, you know, because I'll just, bro, I have no problem with just playing Clash, but I think that's just a higher quality conversation to have, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's more valuable, you know, having that, like, being thought-provoking and stomping on GCM, Ace Gamer. I think those are the big two, to be honest. Actually, big three: stomping on GCM, Ace Gamer, getting thought-provoking stuff, and the final and possibly most important is getting a shoddy bay. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.